Hi, everybody, and welcome to Rounding the Bases podcast. I'm Coach Coons along with Coach Porter. We're sitting here tonight watching, the transfer portal. We're watching Juan Soto making millions and billions a year and helping clients out. Coach, you had a showcase this past weekend. Why don't you say or give a little hint on what showcases are showing this year, this early, and what you experienced by seeing it?
I hope everyone has had a great Monday. Is I hope all you college prospects and guys in the portal, and even guys who aren't in the portal or transferring or working out. This is a extremely important time of the year for your preparation in the upcoming season. Don't become a couch potato because you're heading home on break and you eat some good food and you put on 15 bad pounds over break, and you go back out of shape. And high school guys, make sure you're working, make sure you're sticking with your coaches, your trainers, all that stuff. This is a really important time. you know don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself into thinking that um, your competition isn't working, or it's only December, that type of thing. It takes what it takes, guys and gals, and keep after it. That kind of brings me into showcase. So I work several showcases a year for various people, and I got to work a really good one yesterday. And just a couple observations from this. First of all, when you go to a showcase, we had a pitchers catchers showcase yesterday. When you go to a showcase, it's important to be ready. Be ready, right? Make sure your body's ready. Make sure you've been doing what you're supposed to do to prepare, because it's an audition. You're trying to get out in front of people. At some point, guys and gals, you got to get out in front of people. You got to let people see you. Um, Scouts, coaches, they go where the good players are. They're not going to waste their time at places where bad players are. You got to think of that too. I think sometimes guys are under this this kind of false sense of you know um, I'm going to have so many opportunities to get seen, and I'm only a freshman or I'm only a sophomore, and you got to understand opportunities are always limited, and you got to make the best of them. So just a couple key pieces, and from a former college coach, which I've only been out of college baseball for 3 years, watching how kids show up. Okay, watching how kids show up, watching how kids interact. Right, number one, like I said, you have to be ready. You have to be ready. You have to go to these things if you're going to pay, you know, money to get seen, and a coach is going to take their time to come watch you see, you got to be ready to play. You got to be ready to play. You got to have your body ready. If you are truly um, a kid that wants to play college baseball or college softball, I want you to ask yourself a question. Can I really afford to ever be out of some level of game shape? Whether it's being able to throw a bullpen and showcase your pitches, and at least take BP off a BP arm. Because I got to tell you something, okay? I threw BP yesterday for a long time, right? And if I'm a college coach, I'm watching guys who are balanced, who have a presence in the box, and who are squaring up baseballs. And it loud contact off the sweet spot. If you're not doing that off a BP arm, you're probably not going to be on my list as a college coach. Okay? The second thing is, as a pitcher, if I haven't been throwing consistently, okay, and I can't show my pitches, and I can't show at least your velo at a December showcase. um, I wouldn't expect your velo to be top speed, right? But I want to be able to see mechanics, good arm speed, and I want to see that ball come out of your hand. So if you're throwing 83 to 85 on December the 8th, and you've only been, training in terms of throwing, not minimally, but, maybe you've backed off a little bit after fall ball. I get it. But if you're throwing 83 to 85 balls coming out of your hand, you have pretty sound mechanics, and you're pretty decent shape, that's going to tell me a little bit. I'm going to come watch you play in the spring. Okay.
Well, the thing you got to understand with that too, you make a couple great points. Number one, you got to really, 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 really want to play in college. There's a lot of people that say they want to play in college, but remember, you're in the single digit percentages of the people who are going to play in college. So if you're not one of those that really, really, really want to, it's not going to happen for you. And number two, when you're talking about hitting, there's two types of hitting. There's hitting off a machine, and there's hitting off a live arm. You can be crushing it off a machine, but then when you go to one of these showcases like you attended, throwing BP, it is totally different with a live arm. And the third point I take away from that is pitchers. If you haven't been working with your arm up till now, you've got to make a decision for yourself. Either you don't attend that showcase or you do what Coach Porter said. Because if you go out there right now and you haven't been continually conditioning your arm and you go out there and try to impress somebody by hitting 90, 91 and something happens, it could be anything from 3 to 6 months off to a year off.
Yeah.
So, these are showcases in the off season, but in retrospect, you have to treat them like they're tryouts.
Yeah.
So I think those 3 points you made are really good. Understand, you just don't throw stuff in a duffel bag and go to these things.
Yeah.
It will do more harm than good.
Yeah, and absolutely. And back to the BP thing, like I said, if you're not squaring up every ball or most of the balls from a BP arm 45, 50 feet away, maybe even less, like, we're probably not going to come watch you in the spring, right? I mean, I'm looking for somebody that's spinning the ball back to the back of the cage, hitting it off the sweet spot, not getting up there and just and I want to see balance. I want to see the things that translate into a game swing too. And
Right.
and then when your bullpen, I couldn't agree more with Coach Coons. The thing is this: your velo may not be at top speed. I get it. But that doesn't mean I can't see what your pitchability is. Pitchability is still a thing, right? At least it is with most small college coach. Pitchability is still a thing, and that thing is, just because velo's great, velo, yeah. Would I sign up as many guys as I could if throwing 92 to 95? 100%. It's great.
Absolutely.
That's a pie in the sky approach, attitude for a small college coach, which most of you are going to be at that level. Okay. And pitchability is still a thing. What's pitchability? Do you have an idea what you're doing? Can you locate your off speed? What's your off speeds like? Can you fill up the zone? Can you throw quality pitches in the right spots at the right counts? All that type of stuff. Pitchability, important. We've lost some of that in the game.
Mechanics.
And mechanics. Yeah.
I think coaches at this stage, if you're strong and you got great mechanics, they know they can work with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think at this point, that's what a lot of coaches look at. They'll see your speed, they'll know you can throw hard, but if you've got great mechanics and they can see that, okay, wait, we can put another 15 pounds on this person, your speed will go up, 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 and up. That's why they call it coaching.
Yeah.
To work with you.
Mass equals gas, and good stuff. Good mass, right? Good mass. I had a player come up to me and ask me about bulking and cutting, and I'm like, dude, you're not a bodybuilder. You're a
Right.
baseball player. There's a great book by TCU's head strength and conditioning coach called Movement Over Maxes. Movement Over Maxes. Check it out. You can have all the strength in the world. Guys, if you can't apply it to being a baseball player, it doesn't matter. You're not a bodybuilder.
Correct.
You're not a bodybuilder. That muscle mass is going to be a kind of a secondary thing, whatever. Think about this too. You ever see all these little guys that can just rake and hit the ball really far? They know how to use their bodies. Um, they wind up like a rubber band with a lot of spring in it and let it loose. So there's a lot to be said. Also, but I know big leaguers are big. Now, a lot of those big leaguers are already have way more size than you or I. 6'2", 6'3", 225. Even the guys that are 6 foot, 6', 6'1", 202, 205, and are still can run. Those guys are freaks, right? And it's taken them, if you watch certain players, it's taken them a long time to
Right.
get to that point, right? It's not going to happen overnight. The bulk cut, you're not a bodybuilder, right? Reach out to us. We'll give you help. We'll give you help with this. Lastly, right? It's how you show up, right? How how do you pass the eye test? Now, if you show up in flip-flops, Crocs, Hey Dudes, no belt, a t-shirt out, okay? And you don't look like a ball player, that's how I'm going to view you. Seriously. If you show up like that, I want guys who are going to show up, wear their uniform right, because taking pride in how you look means that you're going to hopefully take pride in your mental game and how you respect the game, right?
Right.
Because you walk out there, the amount of guys I saw with like no belts, the amount of guys I saw with t-shirts on, hanging out over baseball pants. Um, Wear your uniform the right way, play the game the right way. That means things to most coaches. Hey, are there some coaches out there that don't take a lot of stock in that? Sure. I'm going to tell you right now, the majority do. The majority do. And at these showcases, you have to realize the next day when they see Coach Coons and I working at these things, guess what? They're calling us asking for your phone number and what we
Exactly.
think. Because guys that we work with, I'm going to tell you something right now. Less than 3 hours ago, I sent a college coach a phone number of a player, okay, that we've had conversations with, right, about him, because we do our homework on kids, right? So not only do we reach out to college coaches reach out to us. What do you need? What do you have?
Right.
How's this guy? So yesterday at the showcase, when I got there, okay, we had about 3 kids probably that we've worked with or talked to that have at least come through on questionnaires, and coaches who we've talked to about them are talking to us about them before the showcase starts.
Correct.
Are they here? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? I couldn't tell you the amount of coaches come up. Do you know this one, this one, this one, this one? Yeah, not be. And the other thing is this: not only have we looked at kids and talked to them, but I've also seen some of these kids play before. Okay, so that's important. All right, and you got to take all that into consideration. Our reach goes very, very far, and the baseball world is a very small community. It's huge, but it's very small because you know know so many people. So that's my soapbox. Let us help you. We can help. I promise you, we can help you.
Well, that's it. What's today? Monday?
Monday.
From Friday to today, and following up what you said, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 coaches looking for pitchers, baseball, 2 coaches looking for outfielders, and 1 for a middle infielder. Softball, 2 pitchers and 3 infielders. 3 schools looking for infielders. We're getting contact for that. So, I mean, it's like you're saying, we must be doing something right because we're getting contacted. Do we have anybody that can fit this bill?
Yeah. What we're doing is player centered. Player centered. We're not going to charge you an arm and a leg. Don't look. I'm telling you. Do you want quality or do you want quantity? Here's the thing. You can look at this. Why don't they charge a lot? Do you know why? Because we care about the player, right? And we're going to prove to you what we can do to help you. And we're willing to give you a consult. Some of this, we're going to talk to you for free. The other thing is this. We had a kid we were working with, we were going to work with. He came in at the end, went on a visit. Like a week after the first contact, after he sent us a questionnaire, said, "Hey, look, don't buy a program with us yet. You're going on this visit. This may be the place for you, and you'll be wasting your money." Guess what? He goes on the visit. He commits. He comes back. Guess what? We didn't charge him because he'd already had that visit set up. That's not right.
Right.
We're still having dialogue with this young man about making sure he signs his letter of intent, making sure his FAFSA. Why? Because we developed a relationship with him from the get-go, and we're developing trust.
And his
You
family.
get our
Yeah.
right. You get our cell phone numbers when you get our cell phone numbers. You don't get some sort of business management phone number where you're only going to get called back at certain times.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's well said. I mean, we could have the $500,000 website and charge you $3,000 for the service, but why? We want to. Our goal is what your goal is. Your goal is to play college baseball or softball. Guess what our goal is? Is for you to play college baseball or softball. I mean, that's what it is. It's not looking for us to make a fortune doing this. We want to help people. And if we make money in the process of doing that, then we both succeeded. But we've done it. We're 100% committed. We're 100% on our track record. And that's what we do. That's what we do. Aheadaccountrecruiting.com. Go to that site, click on the questionnaire, fill it out. We'll text you. We'll call you. We'll get in touch with you. Ask for some film. Give you that free. Free is almost as good as not charging anything, right, Coach?
absolutely.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Christmas is a time to give. It's free. Free evaluation. And if it's something you want to work with us and we can work with you, then we'll pursue it. If not, you know where you stand with us. You go ask somebody else what you think. Ask them. Say, hey, these guys told me this. What do you think? Yeah, maybe they were right. We're honest with you. That's what we try to do. So aheadaccountrecruiting.com. Look us up. DM us on X. Coach is always available. I'm always available. While you're home for the Christmas holiday, we'll still be working here. So you can call us anytime, and we will be ready to go for you. Coach, anything else?
No. Look forward to seeing you again soon, and have a great week.
We'll see you next week. Thank you.